at the task part.
Oh.
I'm looking at like, okay, I've calculated everything. My money's supposed to be 7 something. Because then I was getting 750 an hour.
7.
Yeah, 750 an hour. So I was like, I'm supposed to get around $700 and change. But they paid me around 4 something. A little bit close to 500. I was like, this can never be. I'm going to call the job. They didn't pay me. I was like, I want the rest of my money. So when the guy realized like I'm getting serious, it was like, boy, let me see. You see, the rest of your money that you are not seeing right now, that's he used one time.
Deductible?
No. If you are going into the military, the guy that I was like, we're watching you, Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam.
It was like, the rest actually go to Uncle Sam.
You get more angry.
I was like, who is Uncle Sam? Who is Uncle Sam?
Why?
Am I working for Uncle Sam? I was like, well, the American system requires you to pay tax, things like that. Now I'm for overtime. And that's why I stopped doing overtime. Because they are taking, it's like they will share with you 50-50.
Yeah.
New York will share your overtime. Yeah. After 40 hours, right? The tax code is different after 40 hours.
Yes.
All right, guys, let's get into this. Welcome to Escape Attitude Radio Podcast, where we help you escape the chaos and find peace in every area of your life. Through, sometimes you use it through Christian lens to look how things are going to be. Probably from marriage, relationship, your career, personal development. We provide practical tips, strategy to help you live a worry-free life and deepen your faith in God. Here with me today is a new face we've never seen before. Brother Emmanuel, welcome to the podcast.
Yay. Thank you so much, sir.
And my co-host, Dylan Primp, you're welcome back.
Thank you.
So, today we're going to be talking about respect. And this is probably going to be more of African thing.
Cultural.
Yeah, cultural thing in Africa, respect. But before we dive in, let me just give you a quick introduction. So, this is probably going to be more political a little bit. Because why we're doing this topic is more like, I've seen a lot of Nigerian youth. They have a lot of unruly attitude online, cursing most politicians out. And I would say I can see why I can reason with them, but at the same time, I don't want to condone, unruly behaviors to someone that is other than you. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, there's no smoke without fire. Mm-hmm. People are losing hope. And when they are losing hope, they are not seeing the leaders, going into office, probably, with their interest in mind. Even they are looking at their traditional leader at the same time, not having their interest. Because that's the purpose. Why are you a leader? If it's going to be all by selfish interest. So, let's go into this. I would like to get your opinion about should respect be earned or should it just be given? If you want people to respect you, you have to earn it. Or you think because of your age, you should be automatically be respected.
It depends. Okay, so I like to compare African culture and the Western culture.
Really?
So first of all, with the Western culture, many years when our eyes were still on our knees, when we didn't know what we were doing, respect was commanded. You have to give it to your elders. I think that's when we didn't realize. I think it's the teaching, the way you are taught. So back in the day, I remember when I was younger, you have to respect your older sister, 1 year, 2 years, it doesn't matter. Respect your parents.
They give you the smallest meats from the bowl.
Yeah, respect the adults. The adults eat first, then the children come in. So back in the day, it was given. Regardless of what the adult is doing, good or bad, give it. Compared to now, when technology has opened everybody's eyes now, technology is always a problem. Technology has opened everybody's eyes. Now we see exactly what these elderly people are doing. You're doing something bad, and then you expect me to respect you for it when you are knowingly messing up my future. Respect is off the table.
Okay.
That's what's going on with the youth of
today.
Yeah, the youth of today.
Right, man, what do you think of respect? Should it be given or hand?
Well, in my opinion, I think respect should be given.
Regardless.
And yes, when we look back at our culture many
Yeah.
years ago, through oral tradition,
Yeah.
we get to understand that when a child is born, the child is being taught how to say good morning. Let me go to our culture, the Yoruba culture.
Yeah.
So they teach the child how to say good morning, how to greet, because I think Yoruba consider those aspects as part of respect.
Yeah.
Then growing
Actually,
up-
I would say that culture is actually embedded. I mean, respect is actually embedded in our culture,
Yes.
being Yoruba.
Yeah.
So
Then
it's
eventually,
like a default.
the child is taught how to start calling those older than him or her auntie,
Brother.
So eventually, the child through oral tradition learn all this, let me say this culture. That's okay. Respect is part of our culture, and they grow up with such learning all this culture, learning all this aspect of respect, aspect of living, generally the culture of being a Yoruba person. Then eventually, growing up as an adult, he also wants such from people coming behind or those he's older or she's older than. Then if she's not getting that, there will be a problem. And where the problem comes from now is where we say, can she earn the respect or can she or he command the respect? That's the area we are having an issue right now in let me say in Africa. Because now with the advent of technology, the way of life, people come to the city, the way people want to imbibe the culture, the Western culture, they tend to like forget the origin of their culture. To me, I believe respect should be commanded. If we want to take it down also to the biblical form, the Bible says, honor your father and your mother so that your days will be long. And those are the things that Yoruba always say or stress on.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in terms of politics, so now going back to politics, do you still believe that when such a child that was brought up with so much respect now sees that actually these people that I'm respecting are not respecting me, they are not respecting my human rights?
We will get to that. Let me just say that according to what I have here is that respect is often seen as something that is earned through one's action, behavior, or achievement. However, others believe that respect is something that should be given to everyone, regardless of their status or accomplishment. So, is respect earned or given? In reality, the answer is not so straightforward. While respect can be earned through one's action or behavior, it's also something that can be given to others as a basic human right. Respect can be given to someone simply because they are fellow human being and should be treated with dignity and respect. What can lead to respect or disrespect? So, if we have to take this back to what you're trying to say, you will understand that nobody wants to be unruly, right? You don't just want to be disrespectful. That can be probably your upbringing if you are disrespectful. It can be how you are, how you are raised.
Brought up.
How you are raised can be one thing. Another thing can be that, okay, your right has been trampled upon, and there's limit to human endurance. And if we have to use Nigeria as a case study, which brought about this topic, if you look at what is going on, I say that I support that respect should be earned and it should be given. I want to believe right from day one, Nigeria has been giving their elderly one the respect, even though when they don't deserve it.
Back in the day. Yeah,
But I
definitely.
realize that what's going on now is the foundation that the leaders that they lay. I will say that that's why this disrespect of a thing is now coming on. There's no way you don't lead by good example Right now, if you look at anyone from 12 to 13 years, all they're thinking about now is how they're going to make millions. Why? Because we have politicians that probably you see one headmaster, they retire, they go into politics, all of a sudden they become billionaires. So you are not showing good example. You are showing them that without money you cannot be recognized, things like that. And for them to realize that, okay, if I go to school, college, everything, all those years is going to waste because you guys are not putting anything in place to secure our future. And for what we can see, if you cannot see light at the end of the tunnel, what do you think will be the reaction? That's what's going on in Nigeria right now. So I believe that respect should be given. At the same time, if respect is given, but on the elderly part, if they are not doing what is right, that respect can be taken back and they have to earn it if they need it back again.
Well, don't you think there's the kind of reverse effect? Because we all believe in the law of karma.
Yeah.
Because when you do it right, you get it right. When you do it wrong, you get it wrong. If the leaders are there, they are not doing the right thing. There are ways to go about it. But if you think disrespecting, calling names, and doing all sorts of things on the social media, we get your attention and maybe we change them. This has been going on for many years, even for decades right now. I don't think Nigerian politicians are ready to change.
And that's where I actually want to say, okay, you know what? There are some leaders that you will show your aggravation like, okay, this thing, we're not happy with it, and they will yield. But in case of Nigeria, our leaders don't yield. When they don't yield, I still want to applaud Nigerian youth that they are not, this is not leading to violence or attack. Because I will be honest with you, there is no country in the whole world that can, endure what Nigerian youth are enduring. Sure. They cannot.
So true.
So if we have this much, yet we're living in poverty, then I will commend Nigerian youth that they still maintain their sanity by not attacking politicians.
Not even Nigerian youth alone, African youths.
It's because our cultural respect is
now
it's like racism here. It's so in your DNA that in terms of that cultural respect, it's in our DNA to be respectful. Even when someone is really bad to you, you still respectfully take yourself out of the situation. That's how racism is here. It's so ingrained in the DNA that it's when you are going to revolt, it's like your back is against the wall. Now you're like, you know what? Forget it. I don't care what's going to happen. Something has to happen. So I feel that that's where Nigerian youths are right now. If someone...
To me, I know that there's a lot of factors that lead to this. It's not just something that happened overnight, right?
I remember there was a music video that came out, I can't remember, maybe 3 to 5 years ago, where they had a politician in I can't remember who sang that song. Maybe someone with the colored hair. They put a politician, some elderly man, in a cage, and they slapped his face. I was like, okay, this is a little too much. This is a little too much. I know you're angry, but you can't be slapping your elders. That's the respect.
Do you think it's not going to get to that point if our leader, if they don't change?
It will definitely get there because we Nigeria tend to look at what is happening all over the world and want to replicate.
Yeah.
This NSAS problem came up. It's what they saw from other countries. And definitely, I pray it doesn't happen, but it will surely happen one day. The streets the youth will take to the streets and pick up arms or take law into their hands to
if they had guns, they would have done that. Yeah.
It will surely lead to that.
To me,
I just pray it doesn't.
My concern is that when this blow up, because I don't know if there's any Africa country that can accommodate Nigeria. If war blow up in Nigeria, I don't know who can accommodate us. I don't know if that way, but I don't pray we get to that level.
Amen. What
do you think that we can do at this point in time? Because, like I said, respect is default in Yoruba culture. And with what we're seeing now, that all these young guys are, are frustrated to the point that they are using even their mother for rituals, their sisters, their girlfriend, things like that, all because we have leaders that are not doing the right thing. Which way out that we can get our sanity back? If you look at ladies now, all these young girls of 13 years of age on TikTok, they are always nude, all because they want to earn a living. How can we get out of this dilemma?
So people can respect them.
Yeah, how do we get out of this dilemma? What do you think our leaders need to do to come back to their senses that this can't just be going on? We need to go back to, our roots, because you will understand that most of the position we have today, they actually enjoy free education. They enjoy free education.
Free education in their time.
They enjoyed, they benefited from the free education Awolowo, did during his own time. Why now do we have everything upside down? That most of Nigerian jobs are collapsing. Everything is just going down the drain. What can we do to turn things around?
Any
solution? To me, I think the whole system needs to be overhauled. Nigeria, or let me say Africa, because
Africa as a whole.
Yes.
But if Nigeria get it right, if Nigeria can get it right, other African countries will get it right. They will call up.
The system, the problem in Nigeria is like a cancerous problem. It has eaten deep into the system, whereby, if possible, God forgive me, the present politician, most of them should be
taken out.
Let me not use the bad word, but they should leave the system entirely. Because an average. I saw one stuff on YouTube. We were asking him question. Was like, I want to be a politician to do what? So I can steal money. Why do you want to steal money?
Because that's what.
Because that's the orientation he has gotten. Exactly. That you have to make money. But money doesn't bring happiness.
Exactly.
Money doesn't bring peace.
They don't care.
So the system needs to be overhauled. Mentality needs to change. They need to change the mentality of the leaders need to change their lifestyle, their mentality. The economy needs to change. There's so many things that need to happen in Nigeria. And so that things can work out well, and we start talking about engaging ourselves in terms of our respect or our culture. And mind you also, Nigeria has diverse culture. We have the Hausas. I've been to the Hausa land, the north, and they have, as an African, they have the respect.
But not out of the three most most prominent tribe, Yoruba.
Yoruba is the most respectful.
People are respectful.
They are also respectful.
Igbo.
Yeah.
Yoruba is first.
Yes.
Igbo then.
Just don't touch their business.
No.
The respect goes out the window. But Igbo people are very respectful too.
Out of the three tribes, Yoruba, our culture is rich. Even go anywhere in the world, Yoruba has the best culture. Our culture is rich, and
biased as being Yoruba man.
I'm not biased as being Yoruba man. Honestly speaking, there's no culture that I've come across that
Indian.
The Indians also.
India is coming after Yoruba. I can tell you that for a fact. India is coming after.
I've not lived in India or have deep interaction, but I know the Indians also. They have culture.
The culture they have.
Even the Koreans also.
Thank you. So you got the Yoruba people.
South Koreans.
I've never seen any culture that you see their son or daughter laying down for their parent.
They do.
What culture?
All the cultures that we just mentioned.
All you see in Indian is this.
That's the way of showing respect.
Yeah, but how else we
prostrate?
They touch the feet of their...
They touch the feet.
Yeah.
That's why I say they are coming behind us. When it comes to Yoruba culture, they are coming behind us. They are coming behind us. Our culture is rich.
Very, very rich.
The Igbos, forget it. They have their own culture, but when it comes to respect, Yoruba has the best. I've seen Igbo calling each other like in Yoruba now, you have to call your elderly sister auntie. In Igbo, you call them by their name.
And even when you're interacting, you use this instead of
it is only in Yoruba you use like a more than one person singular to address someone, just one person, to show respect.
I will say something in terms of respect. I think the times of Awolowo and all those things where they were enjoying all those free education, there was respect. So what happened? Someone got greedy and then they started taking money, Nigerian money, but the people around them respectfully allowed them. Because during those times,
that's our fathers and our mothers, and I blame them for that. They
hold on,
allowed that to happen.
hold on. Because of this respect thing, they respectfully allowed these people to start stealing money. To
Yes.
the point now that they even steal the money. And then when you say something now, you get slaps. Journalists are asking questions about the money you stole there.
And is it not bad enough for them to...
How dare you ask me about the money I am stealing?
Exactly. Is it not bad enough that you steal money, and the best excuse you can come up with is to, like, you faint, or to say that, okay, something swallowed it, or to be telling us that, is it our money? Is it your money?
I think if Nigeria is ready for a change,
it's not going to start with the politician. The change will
It
not
should start with the
politicians.
leaders. It has to start from the top.
It has to start from the top.
It has to
It will
start from
not.
the leaders.
And I will tell
watched
you
a
why.
clip
I will tell you
somewhere.
why we not start from
It
there.
has
Let
to
me
start
say
from
this.
the top.
I watched a clip somewhere, and someone was saying, look at China. If you become a bad leader, they execute you.
Yeah,
You disappear.
I think it's $50,000.
You
If you
disappear.
cannot account for $50,000,
Yes,
I think it's
they
death
execute
sentence.
that person.
Or
So
you
if
disappear.
we implement such in Nigeria, because when you
People will
make
sit
your
up.
source of wealth should be questioned. Whatever you're doing in the public office, whatever money you're spending in public office, you should be accounted for it.
Do you know
Definitely.
why that work in China?
Why?
Sorry?
You know why that work in China?
Why?
Because it's been the whole decision is being made by one man.
Dictatorship.
You understand? But in Nigeria,
Democracy.
the whole decision is being made by one man.
You mean the president?
Yes, he make the whole decision. You can't question his authority.
But there was one is it a prime minister or president that was jailed or so? Either
Yes.
I don't know if they
But
executed him or for public fund.
Yes,
It's
because
appropriating here.
the law, if you want to make that law in Nigeria, right, you have to pass through the house, everything.
They won't
And
allow
those
it.
that have to sign to that law are the original thief.
They will
But
not
in
allow
China-
it to
I'm
pass.
such
That happened in China because
someone stood and took that decision, and everybody's
you can't
behind
oppose
him.
it. You oppose it, it's death sentence for you. You know that. But in Nigeria, we are running democracy. So those who have to pass that law, and that's why I said that it can't start with the leader.
It needs to start with the
In case of Nigeria, it cannot start with the leader. I will tell you why it cannot start with them. The reason is that you cannot put me where I'm going to be stealing money and still ask me to make regulation about it. It's not going to happen. People that I'm leading have to be the one to force me out, right? These people, right, is more or less like people that they have been consuming meat and you want to turn them to a vegetarian. It will be really hard. There must be a revolution that can turn this thing
force
around.
them out.
They will, okay, just like you are telling me to vote against my salary. Do you think I will append my signature? These people are a bunch of, like you said, I don't want to use
What is the solution?
bad name. The
If
solution,
it's not from the leaders, then who will it be
the
from?
solution have to be from the how many
Youth.
of them? They are not how many. What's their percentage compared to Nigerian population? The politicians are wolf in sheep's clothing. They will never give up where they are earning what they do not
Millions
deserve.
of dollars. Mhm.
You understand?
Yeah.
Just look at one thing. We don't have money, but they can borrow money to maintain their liabilities. You understand? Nigerian government will borrow money. 70% of that money is going into their pockets, their salary, whatever they are doing, their lavish lifestyle. The rest, they just push it, whatever they need to push it. And look at the current president. Look at his 8 years tenure, going to 8 years now. Can you tell me any tangible thing except he's trying to dig our oil to Niger Republic?
If it's not so if they are
So,
not the solution,
the solution
who
is
will
that
be
the solution is that you cannot continue to sell your vote. You must be able to vote the right people in power. The moment you start
If
selling
you're
your
coming up with votes, I don't think that's good enough, because
that's why I said
all
that
the votes
you have
We
to
right
tried.
now.
start.
We've done
no,
that now.
okay, but
they
you
didn't
have
sell
to,
their votes.
okay. I understand that most people didn't sell their vote
was
this time,
rigged.
but a lot of people said their vote this time.
Well,
Still,
A lot of
people
people
still sold
said
their
their
vote,
vote.
but the
They
vote,
sold both votes.
they didn't make the vote count.
They will count. It's going to count. Look at what happened now. Let's say 12 years back, the moment you lose election, either by rigging or whatever, there's nothing about it. But now people are fighting it, right?
Thank
You have to start from somewhere.
I think
It's a
Nigeria needs
gradual process.
revolution.
Yeah, we need
should be a
revolution.
A
Secondly,
massive revolution.
we need to change Nigerian constitution. Nigerian constitution is not made by Nigeria. Okay? So that constitution whoever we have there now, they will not like to change it because it works in their favor. It
Sure.
works in the politician's favor, right? Nigerian people need to revolt, not by violence, against the politician peacefully. Let them
Respectfully
know,
and
respectfully,
peacefully.
yeah. Revolt. There must be a revolution in Nigeria if you want things to come back to at least normalcy.
And have that central. They need to have that central. You know how here you have your driver's license, and from that
the
driver's
states.
license, your medic, everything is tied
The
to one
central-
whole thing, centralized
Yes.
Okay, I don't understand.
information.
It's not going to be
Centralized.
like centralized information. You know why Nigeria is not working, right? Is because we keep. Okay, let's put it this way. We are all children of one family right now. Our father trained us in school, everything. After we graduated, we still come back home and be collecting money from our father, right? We become useless. We don't even know if we're competent or not. Most of Nigerian governors are not competent. And I will say that most of them come from the north. Far north, they're not competent. They're not even fit to be a governor. But because you will not know they are not fit, because whatever they are generating is coming from the federal.
Federal conference.
If we decentralize federal government, right, let every state bring to the federal.
Yes.
Like how they do in America. Each state have their autonomy. Each state stand on their own. And we become United State of Nigeria. Right? Okay, look at one thing. In the north, they still practice Sharia law. I believe we should have Nigerian law, not Nigerian law and Sharia law. You understand? So, if
But okay, you said if the states stand on their own,
Yeah.
would they not be able to still practice their Sharia if they are doing their own
if
thing?
they want
They
to
are
practice
autonomous
their
on their own.
Sharia,
They can practice
they
whatever
can
they
now
want to do in
practice
their
their
states,
Sharia
in
if they
the
want to
states.
practice it. Now, where you need to come in is that, is it going to work for their economy? Yes or no? If it's not working for the economy, they will rethink, right? If you practice the Sharia law, you live by yourself. Nobody want to live where they behead people. So you make them work. Now, if you are not competent, you will not even come out to be a candidate at all, because you will know it's going to be obvious. You don't know how to generate money. You don't know how to generate income. You cannot provide job. You have no business in the government or in politics. So if each state can stand on their own, generate your revenue and send part of some
Whatever you're
certain
making to
percentage
the
to the federal, right? Just like they do in America. You will understand that things will start coming back to normal. You
What the
understand?
central that I was talking about is you have your address, everything is tied to
That's
driver's
what-
license.
that's what's killing
everything is
Nigeria.
tied.
Federal
But I
is
think
the
that
one-
will work with the
Federal
state
is the one
thing.
making driver's
Once the
license.
state is on its own, they
That
can do
shouldn't
that.
be so. It should be state
State by
revenue.
state, right.
That should be state revenue. But the only thing is that they should have centralized database. That, okay, if anything happen, we can easily locate you.
You know, that's what's putting Tinubu in problem now. I read something on Dr. Damages, with all the information that he had here.
No, I think they call it perjury, right? When you lied under oath.
He has two citizenship.
As a Nigerian
President.
if that's one of the qualifications. You cannot be a dual citizenship owner.
citizenship.
And that's
Foreign?
why Showore.
I didn't know until
Yeah.
this morning.
If you are born naturally in another country, fine. But if your naturalization in another country is by choice, then you are not
Then,
qualified.
okay.
That's why Showore refused to take Nigerian American citizenship. Yeah.
Because he wants to
He
run
was-
for
he's working
Nigerian,
with green
Nigerian
card.
president.
Yeah, he's doing green card, all is yeah.
So now they said the FBI
Unless
has
you
a
renounce
lot
it.
of information of Tinubu here because they have that centralized information.
But I believe if you renounce it, if you renounce your citizenship to another country, fine. But you can't have dual citizenship by choice. If, like now, our son can be Nigerian president because it's not by choice, it's by birth. But me now coming to America, by choice, I decide to become American by choice.
So you can't go back home.
So you can't
bro.
go unless you renounce your citizenship. But in case of Tinubu, I think it
They
was...
said he has Guyana?
No,
Guinea.
Guinea, something, yeah. And these are
He
the
lied.
things that you have to
Apparently
say
he
before
lied.
you. Yeah. And another thing I want Nigerians to say is that there's no way you will pay 100 million or 50 million for a nomination form and think you mean well for Nigeria. And this is why I want us to be seeing the aspect of respect. All right? We
don't-
need
they
to
don't respect
channel.
us.
Our leaders need to understand that even the Obas in Yoruba land, they need to understand that their purpose is to see to the well-being of those who they are,
Governing.
leading. And when that purpose is no more there, you don't command any respect. If they're still respecting you, it's because of our culture.
It's just like the Bible says, salt. The purpose of salt, when it loses purpose and value, it is thrown down for people to tread
Throw it
upon.
out.
So
Yeah, it because
the Oba,
there's
the
no
politicians,
use.
the people just see them as normal people that they work together and they are not even fulfilling their purpose. So people tend to like turn to themselves. It's like you having a child in your house. The child live in your house. You're not taking care of that child. The child fend for himself. Eventually, the child will see you in the morning and just walk past.
Exactly.
walk past.
Exactly. The respect will not be there.
And
how dare you command respect?
It's
now?
affecting the youth because I'll still say that again. Because the Bible says we should respect. And since the let's say the father is not
Present.
is not really setting up a good example,
Right.
the child will do what? Keep disrespecting. And that curse
Can follow.
will still follow the child.
I would say in this case, I don't think any cause will follow the child.
No, the
I don't
Bible,
think
the Bible
any
is unique.
But
You have no rights to go against the law of God. What God has stated.
in the case of Nigeria,
Yes.
if you are doing it to your biological parent, that's different. But in this case, it's
You're talking
about
about
rights.
politics?
Yes, it's about rights.
You know, the Bible says we should respect those in authority.
Yes, those in authority. That is, if those in authority
That
do
have
the right
respect
thing.
for you?
Yes.
No, there are ways you go about
do you
it.
understand
There
that
are ways.
Bibles?
Not by
Do you
fighting
understand?
them.
Nothing talk
But-
about the ways.
I know, but do you also understand? Bible said that the elderly ones, even the father, they should not cause their
children
kids
to err.
yeah. If you
But if
you
they cause
push
the children
them,
to err, the children are supposed to do what? Look at the case of
swallow
Moses.
it.
Look at the case of Moses. Moses was so angry and did what?
But at the same time, I know
He
he
struck
end up
he struck
yes,
the
he end up
stone,
losing
and he lost it.
Yeah, but at the end of the
And
day,
all those children, what happened to those Israelites that period? That they
Wow.
murmured and it caused that issue.
See, they make it.
No,
They
it's their
make it
children
to
that made
Canaan
it to the promised
land.
land.
They all died?
all the adults that came, everyone above 40 died.
Jesus.
in
Is
the
it 40
journey.
or 20? Or I
40
forgot
years.
the age.
Oh,
They all died
I don't know
in
the
the
age.
wilderness here. It's only the younger ones that it's only.
Can that be Nigerian
and-
portion?
Eh?
Can that be Nigerian
Well,
portion at this
the
time?
Bible is unique, and I think maybe the I don't know if you guys practice Islam before.
I've never-
I believe the Quran must state it also.
I
So-
know that the Bible wants us to respect our
Elders, honor your father and your
even
mother.
those in political position. But at the same time, we can't just because Bible wants us to respect them and allow them. They are messing up our future.
Well, we just have to stand up and
Let's see
voice
what
out.
happened with the
Respectfully
political
voice
leader
out
and respect.
God bless
peacefully.
you.
And peacefully. But what I was
Do
saying
you understand
is,
what I'm saying? That a lot of people have respectfully make them understand that.
And they are frustrated now.
Just now, please do something. Even if you want to steal, but still do something.
for us here.
And they are adamant. What do you think is going to happen next? The respect will go out of the window.
revolution. Yeah.
So, as a citizen, we expect our politician leaders to exhibit behaviors that command respect, such as honesty, integrity, and accountability. However, in recent times, the behavior of some political leaders has led to disrespect and criticism from the public. So, examples include corruption, dishonest, disrespect, and lack of accountability. When political leaders fail to exhibit behavior that command respect, it can erode public trust and lead to disengagement from the political process. So, all these things is even that I can say this is even minimum to what Nigerian politicians are doing. This is like scratch on the surface compared to how they have allowed impunity to beat the order of the day in Nigeria.
And you know, some politicians kill people to keep their.
I was
Yeah.
even coming to that. That's these rituals to maintain their power.
maintain
And
their
that's
power.
why they think the people, they don't matter. You understand? Because they believe, I'm not here because you vote for me. I'm here because I
want
spend
to eat
money.
money.
I'm here because I did some ritual to get here. So
My
it's not,
parents-
and that's why they dare the whole country that I can steal money. What's going to happen?
My
You can't do
parents
anything.
sent me a video just yesterday. They were baptizing. They are naming ceremony.
Child,
or
I
something.
have that clip.
This pen,
The woman-
you will use it to
The
eat
woman said
Nigerian
he
money.
used pen.
To steal money.
Yeah, he used pen. As people are stealing money in Nigeria with pen, you too,
You too, you will steal money.
I said, this is a wrong prayer for a child. A baby.
Now you see where we get it wrong.
The
That
mentality.
parents themselves now, because of poverty, they encourage
they
their
encourage
young
children.
ladies to go to Italy. They encourage them to have sugar daddy. They encourage them to do fraud.
The
There's no respect
system
anymore.
is the
It's
system has
messed
been
up.
bamboozled
Yeah.
and destroyed.
It's messed up.
During old time, like in the olden days, there's no family we want to associate with people like that.
Of course.
Because we
You will
believe
be
in
exiled.
integrity.
You will be-
we believe in
yeah.
integrity. We believe in hard work, hard labor, and we prefer to have good name than
Yeah.
silver and gold.
Integrity,
But
good
now,
name.
It's
nobody
opposite.
cares anymore.
And that's how you know that the devil is. It looks like the devil is winning the battle.
It's winning, not
Because we
like
have
it
to go-
looks like.
we have to go back
it's,
to-
It's very obvious that
We have
it's
to go
winning.
back to God. A lot of
It's very obvious.
I keep going back to this. This technology is the devil.
No, this things
Do you
have been
listen to the
existing
news
for
this
long.
morning?
All this-
Technology,
all this-
lower to fellow,
all these things have
It has been
It's
going
worse.
for a very long
for
time.
It made
just
it
that
worse.
It's
the
coming to limelight.
technology is the one that is making it
Mm-hmm.
obvious.
Helping us
Exactly.
to know that this thing is really happening in Nigeria
Yeah.
because it's been for ages. It's been happening.
Technology is what is
People
pushing
want
it
to
out
ride
now.
Porsche cars, people want to be
Do you
there.
think?
And they don't want to work.
Do you
for
think
it.
we don't have money ritual back in the days? It's because there's no technology or cell phone that can take pictures during those times. They do it. It's just because now when it happens, it's on the
It's on
internet.
the internet, yeah.
And we think, oh, this is new. No, it's not new. It has been going on for a very long time. Even I remember, if you remember, then they were talking about all these gay people is not new. They call it in Yoruba land and Adofuro. You understand? Those are gay things. So it has been going on for long. The problem is that government bring it into a policy, and that's why everything
Hearing that
blow
one
out.
for the second time again.
Who knows that all those things are going? It's not even happening in politics.
So
trying to get
let's
the
go
child
to our
think.
parents, right? We've been talking about respect. You know, in most cases now we're looking into the politics. Can we bring it home? Because if we have to look at what's going on in Nigeria today, our parents are also a contributors. Our parents, for a very long time, they give all these politicians this kind of leeway to steal money and they keep short. Or rather, the little rise they get from their award, things like that, make them feel like, okay, let's look sideways. Just like the movie of the Last Man Stand, right? It was like, I give you 2 million, just look away.
Oh.
It was
that's
like
what
my, how did they put it, that my dignity or
My-
my honor is not for sale or something like
is
that.
Not for sale.
At what point do you think our fathers can have that kind of, that kind of integrity that our honor is not for sale?
We've already said it that it's so that poverty and that is so ingrained.
Do you think it's not going on in America?
It's going on here,
But still,
definitely.
they sacrifice that poverty so that they can have good government. Can we not get to that level?
The
we say
is
that
getting messed up now.
Really,
that we say that okay, we want to
Nigerian government
sacrifice,
system is-
we want to sacrifice the Boko Sebe. Let's sacrifice it and vote for the right person. Let's not collect all this chicken change so that we can have a better country that work for everybody. Because if I have to vote in the first place, the moment I realize your nomination form is 100 million or 50 million, that's a red flag for me.
You should have given me that money.
No, if you are buying
If all of them
form for
donated
100
all,
million,
can you imagine if
just
all of them
because you want to
donated
be
that money
president,
and gave it to people? Nobody's going to do
no,
that.
that's a red flag.
I think
That's a
Nigeria
red
need
flag.
to revolt. Nigeria need
They
to
need to
stand up.
revolt.
Nigeria
Nigerian
need
people
to
need to
stand up.
revolt. Do you
Nigeria
think
need to
our
revolt.
daddy, our mommy of yesterday, do you think they deserve our respect for allowing our future to be ruined while they were watching?
I don't think they see the thing is I don't think they understand.
I'll say they understand what they are doing
I don't
because they're
think they
getting money.
understand.
They
I
are
don't-
getting money for doing so.
I think that's what I told my dad on that picture. I was like, I don't think these people understand the repercussions of what they are doing because okay, you telling your child you are going to, if you understand the nature of Nigerian problem, you will not be adding to the problem by praying that your child would add to the problem. I don't think they understand the repercussions of what's going on. They see that you go there, you make money, you become rich, you are okay.
And that's why you can see a
That's
mother
why, yeah.
praying that our child should stay
I'm
with
saying
pen.
is, what I'm seeing, I'm looking at Nigerians. Average Nigerians is scared
Scared, yeah.
coming from the military era.
Yeah.
Abacha was there. When Abacha was there, we were forced to love Abacha because that's
But we have a lot of people that stand against him.
There are people stood against him,
That
but
they run to SI,
They were
even
running
though,
out.
yeah.
But the Nigerians, the average, the people can't stand up.
And
There was nothing like
like-
Boko Haram or Bakassi boys. Nothing like that. The guy was just there. When you shake, it shoots.
But do you know that? Okay, I want us to say, do they command our respect? Do you think our fathers of yesterday command our
give
respect?
this little illustration. From there, we want democracy. Democracy. Then what happened? Okay, let's all and be on deck now. Let's see how this thing can work. We want peace. We want democracy. And Obasanjo came in. 5 years down the line. Another 5 years again. And it's okay. Let's see. Maybe democracy is still young, 8 years old. Let's see. Maybe another 4 years. That's when the saga of what they call this man?
Is it Jonathan?
Jonathan and Baban. What was his name?
What was it? The ex-president,
The ex-president that died during Jonathan.
Yeah, what was his name?
The name is...
Yeah, I mean, that I come to understand that was the first president Nigeria will ever have that is graduate. Yeah.
You mean Good Luck?
No, not Good Luck.
Oh,
His boss. His name just escaped my
name
mind.
just escaped my mind. The Hausa man that died on
Yaradua.
Yaradua, yes. Now, the Nigerian system is like still looking at a system that it will work. It was during Jonathan era. Although it was during Obasanjo era that stealing was a bit like people were stealing. But during Jonathan era, it's like game of the day.
But for you to know that they know something is not right during Yaradua's time, and I don't know if his death is coincidence or God just want to punish Nigeria as a whole. He was the only one with that boldness to say that, you know what, this is not right. Even the process that brought me in is fraud.
It's not right.
And they were making efforts to change it, and he died.
He died.
That kind of make me look like, okay, is there some people...
Nigeria. If we start mentioning names, Nigeria is gone.
He was making process that I would... Probably maybe because that man is intellectual. It was like, okay, this thing can't continue this way. We got to change some things here. And he just died like that.
They are destroyers in Nigeria. Not even the leaders. Look at Dora Akinyuli.
Dora, yeah.
She tried to do some things in terms of the drugs enforcement in Nigeria, trying to make sure there is no fake or counterfeit drugs. That one was killed.
It was...
She was killed. She died of cancer. Yeah.
Because I know they made attempts on her life twice.
Yeah. She died of cancer.
Yeah, I remember those stories.
You know,
years
the
ago.
cabals in Nigeria are more stronger.
It's only in Nigeria that they will tell you a whole ship full of crude oil.
Okay.
Yeah, get missing. Only in Nigeria that will happen.
Only some states also they'll tell tractor go missing through.
How can that happen?
How they call it? Every wind took a truck away.
All right. In conclusion, we've been a while.
What is our conclusion?
The conclusion for me is that let me read this before we go on our conclusion. So, in conclusion, respect is a fundamental aspect of human interaction, and it can be earned or given. While respect can be earned through one's action or behaviors, it's also something that should be given to others as a basic human right. Many factors can lead to respect or disrespect in personal and professional relationship. And it is essential to exhibit behavior that command respect, such as honesty, integrity, empathy, and accountability. So I think those to our leaders in politics, at home, you know, as a father or as a mother or as an elderly person, you need to play your own part to earn respect. Even though in our culture it is given, just because you are older than me, that automatically command respect. But if you push it,
You can lose it.
yeah, it's going to be like a green card. You push it, they take it away from you. It's not
Yellow
permanent.
card,
Yeah.
Red card.
So my take will be that I want us to not just because we have bad leaders and lose our sanity. We should let the culture reflect, you know, in us. Show respect to our elders, either by giving or by hand. You understand? I'm in fully support of both. But at the same time, you can't be pushing people and still think they will not, you can't stab me and expect me not to. I will react. So it's going to go both way. But I will still implore our youth that they should, let that culture kind of,
respect.
the culture of
should
respect.
revive that culture
Yeah,
again
they
of
should revive
respect.
it because now it's even going out of hand with our ladies. They are losing it day by day. They are becoming social media alert. Our culture is our heritage, and when we keep it, it keep our sanity.
Sure.
It keep us in check.
Sorry.
That's my submission. I would like that
this is
to
my
be.
own conclusion. I feel, yes, there's culture, but God trumps culture. You still need God. At the end of the day, you still need God because you. So the culture of respect is there,
Yeah.
right? But we still need God because when you look at all these issues that we are talking about, if we have people that believe in God, whether religiously, Christian, Muslim, or whatever that you do,
we keep people just because they want to get into political position.
if you believe in God and you believe that you cannot make yourself, you believe that God is the ultimate. I mean, you're not going to do things that's going to hurt your fellow human being. I feel like these politicians don't even have God at all.
Sure, you're right.
So
about
that's why
that, yeah.
they don't even respect anybody. They
You're
only
right about
care.
that.
They are very selfish. They're very greedy. They only care about themselves. They take care of themselves. Tinubu, from what I read in that thing today, apparently 23 when his daughters were 22, 23 years old, bought house here in Brooklyn for $2.5 million cash down. So you can't tell me you have the fear of God and you are doing these things. That God factor needs to come back, like Lara said yesterday. Once God factor comes, respect is going to be natural. There's no
right.
God in politics anymore. There's no
right,
God.
but it's
And
just
social
because we
media,
don't have that
reduce
foundation
social media.
anymore.
Maybe they should take social media away. We don't want anymore.
We don't have that factor anymore. You see, if you look at Nigerian politics, right, they normally use religion to divide us.
How religion to
Because
divide?
now is when someone...
Oh, you mean when they want to...
during the election time is when they
come
divide
in.
us with religion. And we all know that they don't even know God. If they know God, Nigeria shouldn't be the way it is now.
Definitely.
So they don't have God in, like, they don't have that respect. But Brahma,
Conclusion.
let's go on.
I believe the politicians should imbibe most of those stuff you say there. They should have love for the children, for the citizens.
Yeah.
One, empathy,
And
also
Integrity.
their
There's
mentality.
something else.
The integrity is their mentality need to change. That I'm not going there to amass wealth. I'm going there to help humanitarian. I'm going to help humanity rather. I'm going there to better future of unborn Nigerian or born Africans. Immediately they imbibe that in their hearts, I think they will move forward. Looking at the other side where they normally travel to, I believe the ones from the north, they go to the Middle East, they see how things are happening there. The one from the south, east, and west, they go to, they come to the Western world and they see how things are happening. So if they have empathy, they have love, and they want to imbibe integrity, they should be able to do the needful or replicate such in Nigeria.
it's because most Nigerian politicians are getting into politics, not even know why they get into it, but just
To make wealth.
money.
That's
That's a big problem for us as a Nigerian.
Someone said the fastest way to make money is
politics
church
now.
and politics.
Yeah. I mean, politics is
Church
issue
and
number
politics.
one. Yeah, politics is number one in Nigeria. You make money. You make power. Money, power.
May God help us.
May God help
God
us.
will help us, but at the same time, we need to help ourselves. Because everything we need, God already gives to us. The problem is that we are not man enough to stand for our right and take what belongs to us. And until we're ready for revolution, I don't see anything that will change in Nigeria. They can bring any saint.
Africa.
They can bring any saint to come and be Nigerian president. With that constitution, it will not perform. It's as simple as that. So that will be it for us on this one. Thank you guys for tuning in to Escape Attitude, the podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and leave a review to help spread the word about our mission. Until next time, remember to turn to God during a time of trouble. It will give you peace. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.